Geek Vibes Live is rated G for geek.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Geek Vibes Live Interview. I'm your host, Tia, and for today's interview, I have a very special guest with me. It is Ozark's own Kevin Johnson, and I believe Kevin just came on the line. How are you, Kevin?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing really well. How's everything going?
It's good. Is this Tia?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I had done my introduction before I put you into the show. Yes, this is Tia. I'm really happy to be speaking with you today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I heard you love the show.
Yeah, I have to say, first of all, congratulations. Netflix, Ozark, everyone just put out another amazing season. I mean, that was a ride for sure.
Yeah. Season 3 is quite bananas.
And so right off the bat, Kevin, I mean, Ozark is one of those shows. It is truly nail-biting, and for us as the viewers, it's very tense to watch. But is it that tense on set? I mean, how has that experience been filming season 3?
Oh, well, since the show is a dark show, we definitely like to keep it light on set. So lots of, jokes in between and, yeah, just making sure everybody's comfortable. Yeah, it's a fun, I always like to say it's like a big family. I know it's cliche, but it's definitely true with this show.
I'm glad to hear that because I've always wondered with the dramas where the subject is very dark and everything's very serious if that is kept when, essentially the director screams cut. So that's good to hear that you guys keep it light. I would have to imagine that would be necessary. How has it been, say, filming season 3 as opposed to the previous 2 seasons for you?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, season 1, we were all kind of, it was just a brand new show, and some of us, it was our first big show. I've definitely, character-wise, Sam has grown. He was like a mama's boy in season 1, and then, he got more independent. So it's been good to, get to work with layers because it's the first time I've actually gotten to play a role with an arc. So that's been a lot of fun to see his development. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, Sam is one of those characters that when you first meet him, as you said, he's kind of a mama's boy, and just to see everything that has happened throughout the seasons is truly spectacular. I mean, when you are kind of, getting your script for each episode, would you have imagined Sam, say, going through the path? Like, how has that been developing Sam's transformation throughout the 3 seasons?
Well, I would say from season 1, I don't think the writers knew what they were going to do with Sam. Like, when I got the audition, it was for 2 to 3 episodes, and I got on set and they, saw what I brought to the character, and I was just blessed that they, kept writing my character in the show and making my character more integral to the plot. Like when I found out, season 2, I was getting a love interest. That was really cool. And then season 3, working at the casino or helping, run a scam at the casino. So it's been really cool that the writers have, been making me integral to the plot each season.
Well, I was going to say, throughout season 3, Marty they kept putting Sam in this situation that you had to have known it wasn't going to go well eventually, even though they tried to reassure Sam. So and Sam was worried. I mean, his worst fears essentially came to fruition. So it's a sticky situation that poor Sam has, been in. But I know that probably there isn't, say, a whole lot you can tell us, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, what's going to happen to Sam?
To be honest, I actually don't know yet. They're still, writing the season. But I mean, there's a chance. Some people think that he's going to, work with the FBI in season 4, maybe. Which would be interesting. And then, I mean, because you can only fool somebody so many times, right? Like, first it was in season 2, hey, we need you to run a strip club because Ruth can't, because, she's got a past and we need somebody to help run it. And then season 3, hey, we need you to use your inheritance money to clean our money. So he knows what's going on. He's just naive as he comes off. At least that's the way I play him. And I think he might be storing this all in the back of his mind for when he turns on him. You never know.
Absolutely. I mean, Sam definitely is that type of person that I feel like the Bird family would underestimate, when in reality he holds the key to essentially their demise. So that would be pretty cool to see him working with the FBI. I can only imagine what an episode would be like with Sam, say, in jail for a night. Just poor Sam. Needless to say, I think that, and you could disagree with me if you'd like, but the Bird family entry to the town has kind of turned everything upside down. Or would you say that the town had all of that? It's just that the Bird family has kind of brought everything, like the seediness, to the surface.
I would say the first thing you said. Yeah, I mean, because they were the outsiders and they came in and kind of, turned everything upside down. Yeah.
How has it been for you working alongside people like Jason Bateman and Laura Linney?
Oh, it's been great. It's been like a master class in itself. And just getting to work with Jason in front of the camera and seeing him behind the camera as a director. He definitely has a plan, when he's, behind the camera. But he also knows, because he's an actor as well, that we can play inside the box. As long as you play inside the box of the, the parameters of the scene, you can make the scene work. And he's really good at, letting the actor kind of find their way in the scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Would that ever be anything that you would be interested in, kind of, because we see you in front of the camera, but would you ever want to be behind the camera, sort of how like Jason Bateman does? He very much is involved in shows and movies on both sides of the camera.
Knowing all the craziness and the stress that goes into being behind the camera, I don't know. It's I mean, that's why because he wanted to direct all the episodes in the first season, but it would just been too time consuming to do that and be in front of the camera. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, So I mean, like, if you can do it, more power to you. I just don't think I could, but you never know. I mean, maybe down the line, I'd give it a go and see how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine just everything that goes into that would be a little head spinning for me. But it is amazing what gets pulled off. I mean, throughout all of Ozark, just how the story is able to be told and all of that. How much of the show is filmed, say, on location, and how much is kind of on a set? Because, from us, we really feel like we're transformed into this world. But then on, certain things you see that, what you thought was green pasture was really, green screen, essentially.
So we film in Atlanta, and our studio is Eagle Rock Studios in Norcross, Georgia. And so when you see a lot of the interior scenes, those are at the studio. And then, exterior, it's going to be, on location. When they're at the lake, we use Lake Lanier and Lake Altoona, which is close by. The casino, they made the casino, so that's in the studio. The bird's house is in the studio. Even the outside, the backyard, is in the studio. It's really amazing how they do that. And you can't tell, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that I would have never guessed. But I guess that it's a little unrealistic to think that all that stuff would kind of be say location-wise. But that's really cool to find out. Have you finished watching season 3? I never know with actors, if you kind of are just in the moment, what's going on because you're there on set. But have you sat back and then watched the show from, say, start to finish?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watched it. I probably watched it in the first 3 or 4 days when it came out. And I knew some of the people that were going to get whacked in the show, but I had forgotten how some of it happens or when it happens. So I was shocked at the season finale, because I had completely forgotten about it.
That season finale, I was watching in my living room, and just the suddenness of it, I was like, holy crap. Well, that is quite a way to end it. And, I was sitting there and I was like, Netflix better come out with a 4th season because I can't have it ending like that.
I have a good feeling we'll be back for season 4. We haven't officially gotten picked up, but the odds, like Jason says, are decent,
Yeah. I would feel that Netflix would be making a mistake if it didn't pick up Ozark for a 4th season. I know that Jason Bateman had been quoted in a previous interview saying, Ozark, say, isn't a 12-season type of show,
right,
which to some degree I do agree with. That type of intensity can, fizzle out over time. But I would say 5 solid seasons to tell a story arc.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Perhaps, and perhaps with that last season, everything gets crumbled to the ground because of Sam.
I know that the writers, I think I remember our showrunner, Chris Mundy, saying in an article a little while back, maybe during season 2, that they had a beginning for the show and they know where they want to end. It's just filling in the pieces in the middle. Right.
Yeah. The great thing about Ozark is there's so many possibilities. But I would feel that 5 seasons is probably, in my opinion, enough to have my breath being held throughout the whole entire season. With season 3, what happened to poor Tom Pelfrey's character, which he did a phenomenal job in that role, but I felt so bad for his character, and I was like, oh, how could the sister do that? But I guess just the context of where they were at, he was kind of screwing things up.
Yeah, it was a tragic. Yeah, it was definitely tragic for Ben's. But man, what an amazing role to get to play. And he knew that going in. That it was what it was. But yeah, I definitely see him getting some nominations come award season. So if he doesn't, I'd be shocked if he doesn't.
Especially since, and he would deserve it regardless, but especially since nothing seems to be going on right now. I mean, how is that for you, by the way, with coming to a standstill due to, unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic? Were there any projects of yours that have gotten halted because of it?
I was working on a project when everything got shut down. I'd love to tell you what it was or what it is. I'm not finished with it, but I had to sign an NDA. But you'll find out about it soon for sure. So I was working on that, and since we've all been kind of quarantined up, I've just I got my Ozark reel together, for casting directors and producers, and just kind of getting everything together for, when we start back up and I can, hit the ground running with auditions and things.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything that we should keep our eyes out that you can speak about that hasn't exactly been halted due to the pandemic?
I did do a movie. I think it's going to be on the Inspirational Network. It was it's called Blue Ridge. I'm not sure when that's coming out, but I just did some ADR on that before everything got shut down. So I can tell you that. I wish I could tell you the other thing. I just can't. I don't want to get in trouble.
And I don't want you to get in trouble either. That has happened before where I'll speak with someone and we're all excited and then their agent contacts us and goes, you need to cut that out of the interview right now.
No.
It's like, okay.
Oh, no.
But what is Blue Ridge about that you can kind of tell us?
So it takes place in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and the main guy is he's the sheriff, Jonathan Schechter. Do you remember the movie That Thing You Do with
yes.
Tom Hanks? So he played.
Of course, Tom Hanks is great.
Played. I want to say he was the lead singer, the one who breaks up with his girlfriend, and he comes off as like a dick. Do you remember that guy at all? He's been in other things too.
Yeah.
He's been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's done some Marvel stuff. So he's the lead in this, and it's about him trying to solve a murder mystery. And I play the husband of the girl who is killed. So I'm the lead suspect, and we're I'm like an outsider. I used to live in the city, and I moved to the Blue Ridge Mountains with my wife, who grew up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's a great. I think it's gonna be really good when it comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said the Inspirational Network, correct?
I think that's where it's going to be. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, anyone who's listening, please make sure you keep an eye out for that. Certainly, we need more content during this time. Kevin, thank you so much for even speaking with me. Before I let you go, do you have any message that you'd like to tell people, as I said, during these really crazy times that we're in right now?
Oh, yeah, just stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, find things to do inside your house, your apartment, or go jogging. I jog around the neighborhood, usually every other day. I do CrossFit, so I do my own modified CrossFit workout at home right now. Yeah, so it's a crazy time right now, but I think the light at the end of the tunnel is closer each day. So, look at it that way.
Absolutely. You don't do that, though, with a mask on, right? 'Cause that's a little hard to breathe in.
Yeah, I finally got a mask. My roommate was able to get one, I think, from Amazon. It took forever, but yeah.
Yeah, it's taking forever to get stuff from Amazon. But while everyone is self-quarantined, make sure you check out Ozark. It is a phenomenal show that, I'm just so grateful that you even took a moment to speak with me about this amazing show. And everyone, make sure you check out Blue Ridge as well. Kevin, thank you again, and I hope you have a marvelous day.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, Kevin. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
And everyone, please make sure that you check out Ozark and give this interview a like and subscribe. We have amazing interviews. Our associate Kelly Kantrowitz just did one with Jesse Camacho of Lock and Key, which is also on Netflix yesterday, and that is posted up. And we'll have more interviews for you guys to keep everyone side and entertained during our self-quarantining. Again, I'm Tia. I am the host of the Top 10 with Tia for Geek Vibes Nation, and I appreciate everyone listening. Have a great day. Bye, guys.